I never thought I'd curse the day my own flesh and blood looked me in the eye and priced my life like a used car at auction. Mom, it's not personal. My eldest son, Mark, had said, his voice steady as a banker's pitch, while my daughter Lisa nodded along like a bobblehead on a dashboard, and my youngest, Tommy, just stared at his phone, thumbs frozen mid-scroll. That was the moment I realized love in America isn't unconditional. It's got a bottom line, and mine had just gone red. But here's the hook that keeps me up at night. Even now, I didn't just accept it. No, I smiled, poured them coffee laced with the bitter truth they'd forgotten, and whispered the one secret that could burn their perfect lives to ash. And God help me, I watched the flames dance. It started 6 months ago, in the sterile glow of a Cleveland nursing home assessment room that smelled like bleach and broken dreams. I'm Elena Harper, 78 years young, or so the birthday cards still say. Widow to a steelworker who dropped dead from a heart attack in '09, back when the Rust Belt was still rusting faster than our savings. We raised 3 kids in a split level on the east side. Mark, the golden boy lawyer in downtown. Lisa, the real estate queen flipping houses in the suburbs. And Tommy, the perpetual dreamer who finally landed a gig coding for some Silicon Valley knockoff in Pittsburgh. They were my world, or so I thought. Turns out, I was just the anchor dragging them down. The doctor, a kid with a clipboard and eyes like he was already counting his vacation days, laid it out plain: early onset dementia. Not the full-blown Alzheimer's yet, but enough fog to make bills a battlefield and mornings a gamble on whether I'd remember the stove was off. Mrs. Harper, he said, you're looking at assisted living. Full-time care. It's not cheap. $5,000 a month, minimum. I laughed then, a dry cackle that echoed off the linoleum. Cheap. My life had been a fire sale since the mill closed. Word spread like Midwest gossip at a county fair. First call was from Lisa, all honeyed concern. Mom, we need to talk family planning. By week's end, they were in my kitchen, the same one where I'd scraped together mac and cheese during the recession, suits starched, and coffee mugs clutched like shields. Mark led, of course, always the quarterback, even off the field. We've crunched the numbers, Mom. Your pension, Social Security. It's tight. The house equity's the only buffer, but selling means starting over for you. Starting over. At 78. I sipped my Folgers, black as my mood, and watched Tommy fidget. He was the soft one, the one who'd cried when we put down the family lab guys, he muttered. Maybe we can chip in more. I just got that bonus. Bonus. Lisa snapped, her acrylics drumming the formica. Tommy, you're drowning in student loans. And Mark's got the twins' college looming. This isn't selfish, it's survival. Mom wouldn't want us bankrupt over this. Me. The woman who'd lied to the cops for them. The one who'd buried their sins deeper than Dad's work boots in the garden soil. You see, it wasn't always dollar signs dividing us. Back in '98, when Clinton was still slick and the economy hummed like a V8, Mark got mixed up with some bad apples from the high school crowd. Kids with daddy's Amex and a taste for trouble. Joyriding turned to boosting cars from the GM lot, and one night, it escalated. A security guard caught them mid-heist, chased through the snow-slick streets, and Mark, my straight-A boy, panicked. Swerved. The guard's cruiser flipped into a ditch off I-90. Dead on impact. No booze, no priors, but manslaughter sticks like tar if you're 18 and scared. They came to me, faces pale as Lake Erie fog. Mom, please, Mark begged, Lisa sobbing into my shoulder, Tommy too young to grasp, but old enough to swear secrecy. Dad was working doubles. I drove them to the scene myself, staged it clean. Guard's fault. Icy roads. No witnesses but us. I confessed to the investigators. I'd been the one driving, picking up the kids from a study group, lost control. Community service, a suspended sentence, and a record that haunted my nursing license into oblivion. I took the fall for Mark's future. For the family. They forgot. Or buried it, like I did. But dementia? It sharpens some edges, dulls others. Mine carved out the resentment like a scalpel. So when they proposed the plan, pool resources, sell the house, ship me to Shady Oaks Retirement Village for the indigent, I saw red, white, and blue opportunism staring back. We love you, Mom, Mark said, sealing the deal with a hug that felt like a transaction. This is mercy. Mercy. American as apple pie and eviction notices. That night, Alone in the house that creaked like old bones, I pulled the shoebox from under the bed. Faded Polaroids, the crumpled police report I'd kept as insurance, my confession, and signed by them, but signed in blood by me. And the kicker, a letter from the guard's widow, postmarked 99, thanking the brave woman who owned up. She'd sued the city instead of us, settled quiet. But what if she knew? What if the world did? I didn't sleep. Dawn broke gray over the lake, and I made my calls. Not to them. To her. Margaret Klein, the widow, now pushing 80 herself, living in a bungalow in Parma. Mrs. Harper? Her voice crackled like autumn leaves. I never forgot your face from the papers. We met at a Perkins off the interstate, the kind of place where truckers nurse bottomless coffee and the pie's always warm. She was frail but fierce, pearls clutched like rosary beads. I laid it out. No tears, just facts. My kids. The lie. The cost. They want to warehouse me now, I said, stirring my tea. Figured you deserved the truth before I decide how to serve it. Margaret's eyes hardened, the way a Midwestern winter sets in. Truth, she echoed. It don't warm the bed at night, but it levels the field. She slid a napkin across, her lawyer's card. Pro bono for old debts. By coffee's end, we had a pact. Not vengeance, justice, she called it. But in my sharpening mind, the lines blurred like fog on the windshield. Word got back fast. Lisa texted, family meeting tomorrow. Bring financials. I replied with a single emoji, a locked door. They showed up anyway, pounding like repo men. Mom, this isn't funny, Mark barked through the screen. I buzzed them in, served lemonade from Dad's old pitcher, sweet as deception. Sit, I said, voice steady as the lake in summer calm. They did, wary as cats in a room full of rockers. Tommy looked queasy. Lisa's foot tapped Morse code impatience. Mark dove in. We found a place. Affordable. You keep the cat. Visits weekly. I held up the shoebox. Affordable. Like my life in '98. Blank stares. Then Lisa's scoff. What's this, Mom? Memory games. No games. I flipped open the lid, photos spilling like confetti from hell. The wreck. The guard's mangled cruiser, sketched in newsprint yellow. My confession, yellowed but legible. I took the blame for Mark. For you all. Saved his law degree, your realtor license, Tommy's innocence. And now? I'm too expensive. Silence thicker than Cleveland smog. Mark's jaw worked like he was chewing gravel. Mom, that was. We were kids. You said it was over. Over. I laughed, the sound foreign in my throat. Like Dad's pension when the mill shuttered? Like my nursing shifts to pay your tuitions? It's never over till the bill comes. Tommy whispered. We didn't mean. You did. I leaned in, the table our battlefield. Shady Oaks. Indigent ward. That's my bill. So here's yours. Confess, or I mail this to the Bar Association, the Real Estate Board, every outlet from here to Akron. Your world shatter, or mine gets a fighting chance. Lisa bolted up, chair scraping like nails on chalkboard. Blackmail? From you? After everything we've done. Done. Margaret's voice from the doorway. They'd tailed her, the fools. She stepped in, pearls glinting like judgment. Like ignoring a widow's grief? Or pricing your mother's soul? Chaos erupted. Mark yelling legalese, Lisa dialing her lawyer, Tommy crumbling like stale pie crust. But I stood firm, the dementia fog parting like Red Sea miracle. This was America, land of second chances bought with first blood lies. And I was cashing in. They left in a storm of slammed doors and squealing tires, but the seed was planted. Calls flooded. Please, threats, bargains. Mark offered to cover the home care. Lisa dangled a trust fund. Tommy showed up solo, eyes red, begging forgiveness with a six-pack of my old favorite. Labatt Blue. Contraband in this dry house. Mom, I didn't know. He sobbed on the porch swing, the one Dad built from scrap oak. Mark said it was handled. Lisa jest. Follows. I rocked slow, the chains creaking rhythmology. Handled. Like I'm handled now. He nodded, miserable. I told him then, the full weight. How the lie cost me promotions, friends, sleep. How I'd envied Margaret's clean grief while choking on mine. Family's a chain, Tommy. Pulls you under or lifts you up. Yours pulled me down. He stayed till midnight, talking real, his coding burnout, Lisa's pill habit hidden behind Botox smiles, Mark's affair threatening his marriage. Fractures I'd ignored, too busy mothering to see the rot. Dawn found us allies, tentative. Help me, I said, or watch it burn. He chose fire, in his way. Hacked their emails. Nothing fancy, just enough to arm me. Lisa's scripts from the doc. Oxy flowing like the Cuyahoga. Mark's love nest receipts. Mistress in a condo he flipped under the table. Leverage, layered like onion skin lies. Weeks blurred into strategy sessions with Margaret, her bungalow a war room of legal pads and decaf. Not destruction, she insisted, redemption. But redemption's a luxury good, priced like vintage wine. Mine tasted of scorched earth. The climax brewed at the Harper family reunion. Irony's cruel joke, annual pig roast at the old lake house in Minter. They thought to ambush me, circle the wagons with aunts and cousins as buffers. I arrived last, shoebox tucked in my purse like a .38, Margaret at my elbow, Tommy's nod from the grill our signal. 200 Harpers under the sagging pavilion, potato salad sweating in the July heat, kids chasing fireflies early. Mark cornered me by the cooler, breath beery. Enough, Mom. Sign the papers. We'll handle Shady Oaks. Handle? I echoed, voice carrying like a siren's call. Heads turned. Like you handled Eddie Klein? Murmurs rippled. Lisa froze mid-laugh with cousin Rita. Tommy flipped a burger into oblivion. Mark paled. What the hell? I didn't wait. Pulled the photos, held them high like the Constitution itself. Eddie Klein, security guard. Killed by my son in '98. I confessed to save him. Took the fall. Community service, lost career. And you? I swept the crowd, eyes locking aunts who'd cooed over baby Mark. You all knew whispers. Ignored them for family peace. Gasps, then shouts. Uncle Ray bellowed for quiet. Aunt Flo clutched her cross. Margaret stepped forward, voice steel. I lost my husband. Elena lost her life. They lost their souls. Lisa lunged, nails out. Lies. She's senile. Senile? I countered, dementia's clarity a gift now. We're just done paying? I read the confession aloud, words booming over the lake's lap. Mark's face crumpled. He grabbed for the papers, but Tommy blocked him. My boy, finally manning up. Fists flew then, not pretty. Mark shoving Tommy, Lisa screeching obscenities that peeled paint. Cousins pulled them apart, but the damage was viral. Phones out, filming the implosion. By dessert, sirens wailed. Someone dialed 911 on family disturbance. Cops separated us, statements taken under the sodium lights. I rode home with Margaret, her hand on mine. Was it worth it? She asked. Worth? I gazed at the passing billboards, casinos promising jackpots, lawyers vowing justice. In America, everything's a gamble. I just raised the stakes. But revenge, like Lake Erie perch, leaves a hook in your gut. The fallout hit like a nor'easter off the lake, swift, soaking, and stripping branches bare. By morning, my inbox overflowed. Voicemails from Mark's firm, immediate suspension pending review. Lisa's broker, ethics violation inquiry. Tommy's texts. Mom, I'm out. Crash with you. The reunion video? Already meme fodder on local Facebook groups. Captioned, Harper family feud. Blood thicker than gravy? I didn't gloat. Not yet. Dementia days vary. Some crystal, others cotton candy haze. But that first clear one post-roast, I woke with purpose sharper than Dad's hunting knife. Brewed strong coffee, black as sin, and called my own lawyer. Not Margaret's pro bono crusader, but Harlan Tate, the pit bull who'd handled Dad's estate. Elena, he growled over speaker, cigar chuff audible. You stirring the pot or boiling the house down? Both, I said. Draw up the papers. House stays mine. Full deed transfer, irrevocable. And a codicil. Any care contributions from the kids? Taxed at 20%, funneled to a trust for contingencies. Contingencies. He chuckled, gravelly as Cleveland asphalt. Like mailing that box to the plain dealer? Like justice deferred. Harlan knew the score. Old school Ohio, where grudges age like bourbon. By noon, couriers buzzed, docs for signatures, NDAs laced with teeth. I signed alone, the pen heavy as regret, then FedExed copies to their doorsteps. No notes, just the weight. Mark came first, unannounced, pounding like Judgment Day. I buzzed him up, found him in the foyer, tie askew, stubble shadowing that jawline I'd once powdered for prom photos. Mom, he started, voice pitched lawyer smooth, this is insane. The videos everywhere. My partners. Sit. I interrupted, gesturing the couch where we'd watched Steelers games. He perched, ramrod. I poured scotch, Dad's stash, peaty and punitive. Partners know now what I hid. Congrats. You're even. Even. He slammed the glass down, amber sloshing. You destroyed me. 20 years building that practice, and one tantrum. Tantrum. The word ignited me. I paced, the living room shrinking like a bad dream. You priced me out like a bad investment. Shady Oaks, Mark. Indigent beds with bedsores and bingo for brains. That's your tantrum's endgame. He deflated, shoulders slumping like the old mill silos. We panicked. The costs. Twins' tuition, mortgage. Lisa's flipping market tanked. Tommy's useless. Useless. I stopped, inches from his face. Like me. Silence stretched, taut as a bowstring. Then, the crack. I loved you, Mom. Still do. But love doesn't pay bills. Doesn't it? I sat, close enough to smell his cologne. Same as Dad's. Aramis, betrayal signature scent. Eddie Klein's widow got a settlement. Quiet. Because I confessed. Took the hit. You got law school. Now pay the interest. He stared then. What do you want? Money? The house. Truth. I slid a recorder across. Tommy's gift, sleek as his laptop. Confess. On tape. For the file. His laugh was hollow. Blackmail. Classy. Survival. We locked eyes, blue on blue. His from Dad, mine from Grandma Ruth, the steel in our veins. He broke first. Fine. I drove. Panicked. Eddie. He lunged, I swear. Swerved. It was an accident. Voice cracking on the last. I hit stop, pocketed it. Go. We'll talk terms. He left lighter, or so he seemed. But eyes like his, they plod in the dark. Lisa next, storming in heels that clicked like castanets. You bitch, she hissed. No hello, straight to the kitchen table. Botox frozen in fury, but crow's feet betrayed her. 45 going on frantic. My listings? Cancelled. Clients ghosting. Because of your drama queen act. I stirred soup, Campbell's, canned comfort, and slid a bowl her way. Eat. Drama's hungry work. She shoved it. Don't patronize. You think spilling that ancient crap helps? We're family. Family. I tasted the word, sour as unpicked cherries. Like when you popped those pills behind my back. Oxy Lisa. Tommy showed me the scripts. Flipping houses high as a kite. Her slap across my face stung like wasp winter. I tasted copper, but held. Revenge ain't rash. How? Doesn't matter. I touched my cheek, slow. You want the house? The care? Clean. Rehab. Or I forward those pharmacy logs to your board. Ethics, remember? She sank, mascara rivers. It's stress, Mom. The market, the divorce. Divorce? News to me, but it fit. Her ringless finger, the late nights. From the affair? Mark's not the only sinner. We talked then, raw as peeled knees. Her hubby, the accountant, caught her with the contractor. Hammer and nails, literal. Pills to numb the fallout. I covered for you kids too, I said soft. Dad's rages? When he'd drink after shifts. I told teachers it was accidents. Protected your world. She wept, ugly and real. I'm sorry. God, Mom, sorry. We hugged, tentative, mother-daughter, fractured but fusing? Or just another layer of the lie? By her exit, terms sketched. Outpatient therapy, alimony tweaks via Harlan. But as her taillights faded down the cul-de-sac, doubt gnawed. Was this mending, or just masking the rot deeper? Tommy, bless him, was the bomb. Showed with pizza, pepperoni, extra cheese, our ritual, and stayed. We binged old VHS, Field of Dreams, Cornfield Whispers of Forgiveness. You're not wrong, Mom, he said, pausing the tape. But, shattering? Feels like we're all shards now. Shards make mosaics. I replied, but sleep evaded. Nightmares looped. The crash, Eddie's face, imagined, ghostly. Kids' eyes hardening over dollars. Dementia whispered doubts. Was I villain or victim? Hero or hag? Margaret called Dawn, voice urgent. Plain dealers sniffing. Anonymous tip. Your reunion clip. Want me to quash? No. I watched the lake from the window, freighters ghosting gray. Let it run. Truth's a river. Damn it, and it floods. The article dropped Tuesday. Rust Belt Reckoning. Mother exposes son's deadly secret at family barbecue. Front page. Photo of the pavilion melee blurry but damning. Phones rang off. Reporters, cousins disowning. Even a producer from some true crime pod sniffing drama. Mark's suspension stuck. Lisa's license probation. Tommy quit his job. Too much noise, he said, crashing my couch indefinite. We three, me, Him, Margaret, formed a pod, evenings plotting over pot roast and Pinot. Redemption arc, she insisted, toasting. But Harlan warned, cops might reopen. Manslaughter no statute in Ohio for vehicular. Let M. Adrenaline surged, dementia's fog lifting like morning mist. For the first time in years, I felt alive, vindicated, venomous, vital. But America don't do tidy. 2 weeks post-article, a knock, detectives, badges gleaming. Mrs. Harper? Statement on the '98 incident. I invited them in, coffee perked. Mark's tape played, Lisa's logs proffered. Full disclosure, I said, calm as lake calm. They nodded, scribbled, routine, or so it seemed. That night, alone, Tommy at a job fair. The call came. Mark, slurred. You happy now? They're charging me. Manslaughter. 20 years. My heart stuttered. Self-defense. The lunge. Lunge. Eddie was doing his job. Rage, then sob. Ruined. Everything. Guilt coiled, cold as steel. But I hung up, stared at the shoebox. Empty now, sins shipped. Shattered worlds? Mine mended with cracks showing. Autumn crept in like a thief, leaves turning traitor gold along the shore, mirroring the rot in our roots. The charges hit Mark hard, arraignment in federal court, the kind where suits cost more than my yearly meds. Bail set at $250K. Lisa ponied up half from a desperate flip, Tommy the rest from his severance. They blamed me, of course, family group chat exploding. Your truth is a noose, Mom. I muted, watched from the sidelines as the media circus pitched tense. True crime vultures circled, Dateline sniffing exclusives, a TikTok lawyer with 2 million followers dissecting my confession like a frog in bio class. Neighbors crossed streets, whispers trailing. That Harper witch, airing laundry for likes. But checks arrived too, book deals, podcast gigs. Harlan negotiated. Leverage it, Elena. Fund your care proper. I did. Hired a companion, Rosa, Filipina firecracker with a nurse's touch and zero pity. She cooked adobo that filled the house with spice, chased my fog with puzzles and walks along the break wall. Strong woman, she'd say, linking arms. Like my Lola. Fight smart, not hard. Smart. That's what eluded me in the haze days, when memories jumbled. Dad's mill whistle blending with sirens, Eddie's ghost nodding at traffic lights. Tommy saw it, stayed closer. We're good, Mom. Mark's plea bargaining. Manslaughter down to reckless. Reckless. I snorted over morning oatmeal. Story of our lives. He grinned, rare light in his eyes. Speaking of, got an interview. Remote gig, cybersecurity. Pays enough for rent here. Here. The house, creaking but mine, deed ironclad. Yeah, if you'll have me. Vulnerability, raw as fresh sawn lumber. I nodded, throat tight. Mosaic shards, gluing. Lisa visited sporadic, therapy mandated, she claimed. Showed up hollow-eyed, license reinstated but listings lean. Probation's hell, she'd vent, raiding my fridge. Clients want flippers, not felon sisters. We'd talk real then. Her pill spiral, born of empty nest echo after her divorce finalized. You covered Dad's blackouts, she admitted once, nursing a seltzer. Took me to school with bruises hidden under turtlenecks. Why'd you protect him? Love, I said simple. Flawed as factory smoke. She softened, tentative bridges built over bad coffee. But Mark? Radio silence, broken by court dates. I attended the first, downtown courthouse, marble cold as disownment. He looked small in orange jumpsuit, shackles clinking like bad karma. Plea. Guilty to vehicular homicide, reduced. Sentence pending. Probation possible, if the judge bought youthful error. His eyes met mine across the gallery. Hate? Plea. I couldn't parse. Margaret sat beside, her presence a shield. He's paying, she murmured. Like Eddie never could. Post-hearing, ambush, reporters shoving mics, flashes blinding. Mrs. Harper. Regrets. One barked, mic foamed like a snarling dog. Regrets. I paused, Rosa's arm steadying. Only that it took this long. Headline screamed, Revenge Mom stands firm. Clicks cashed. My memoir, outline sold to a Cleveland press imprint. Advance covering Rosa, and then some. Home, the twist uncoiled. Package on the porch, no return, brown paper anonymous. Inside, the original confession, my signature faded but fatal. And a note, typed sterile, truth cuts both ways. Drop the book. or this hits the DA. Your perjury, Elena. 5 to 10, easy. My blood iced. Perjury. I'd lied under oath, shielded them. Now, boomerang justice. Who? Mark from jail? Lisa spiteful? Tommy, buyer's remorse. I called Harlan, voice quake. Burner. Trace it. Already, he rumbled. Postmark local. Feds'll sniff. But doubt festered. Who'd gain? The kids reunited in ruin? Or a deeper player? Nights blurred anxious. Dreams. The crash replayed. But now I drove. Eddie in passenger. Whispering. Your wheel too. Woke sweating. Rose's hand on forehead. Fever of the soul. Elena. Pray it out. Pray? To a god who'd let Mills shudder in Mother's warehouse. No. I plotted. Met Tommy at the diner. Neutral ground. Booths scarred like our history. You send this. I slid the note across. His face drained. Mom. No. Swear. Hurt flickered. Real. But. Heard from Mark's cellmate. Some PI hired. Digging dirt. On you. Pie. Puzzle clicked. Not family. Eddie's kin. Or Margaret. Her justice. Veering vigilante. Confronted her next day. Bungalow smelling of lemon polish and lemon law. The note. I said. No preamble. Yours. Her pearls clicked. Denial swift. Elena. After all. But eyes darted. Tell. Not. Directly. I hired a man. To verify. Your lie. It shielded, but enabled. Eddie deserved full truth. Enabled. Fury boiled. I saved my son. Saved? She rose, frail but fierce. At what cost? My silence bought your peace. Now. Balance. Betrayal. Second verse. My ally. My mirror. Scheming like the kids. I stormed out. Lake wind whipping. Drove aimless. Radio droning talk. Opioid crisis. Family feuds. American dream deferred. Pulled over at the crash site. Ditch overgrown. Marker faded. Knelt in gravel. Tears hot. Eddie? I whispered to weeds. Sorry, don't fix flats. But neither does revenge. Phone buzzed. Harlan. PI's hers. Margaret Klein. But the note? Forged. Sender. Your daughter. Lisa. The flipper. Flipping scripts. Why? To silence my book. Reclaim narrative? Called her bluff. Drove to her McMansion. Foreclosure looming. For sale sign crooked. She answered disheveled. Yoga pants and yesterday's mascara. Mom? What? Note. I thrust it. Yours. Denial crumbled fast. It was a warning. Your book's poison. Exposes us all. Mark's deal tanks if perjury sticks. We're done. Done. Echo chamber. Like pricing me out? Like pills over parenting. She collapsed on the foyer marble. Cold as her heart. I panicked. Hired a guy from the gym. Ex-cop. Cheap. Thought it'd scare you quiet. Quiet. I laughed bitter. Like 98? When you let me take the fall. Sobs then. Wrenching. I was scared. We all were. But you're the mom. Supposed to fix. Fix. The word wounded deeper than slaps. I left her there. Broken on her own floor. Mosaic shattered anew. Home. Tommy waited. Pizza cold. Truth, he asked, seeing my face. Always. We talked till stars pricked. His fears, my fractures. Stay, I said. Build here. He nodded. But dawn brought warrants. Perjury probe. Courtesy leases. Anonymous. Tip. Cops polite, but cuffs loomed. America's scales. Tipping wild. Winter clamped Cleveland like a vice. Snow piling drifts against the house. Mirroring the whiteout in my head. The perjury charge stuck tentative. District attorney sniffing. But Harlan's motions buried it under statute fog. Still, hearings loomed. A sword over all our necks. Mark's sentencing? Probation. 5 years. Miracle of moneyed mercy. But the family? Splintered like the old oak out back. Felled by lightning years gone. I retreated inward. Rosa my anchor. Write it out, she urged, handing journal leather-bound. Poison the pen, not the heart. So I did. Nights by the radiator, scribbling the memoir raw. Shattered ledger. A mother's reckoning. No varnish. Betrayals bared, mine included. Perjury for love. I titled the chapter. Cost, everything. Publisher loved the grit. Advance doubled. Tour booked for spring. But promo meant faces. TV panels debating. Was Elena hero or homewrecker? Pundits split. Feminists cheering badass boomer. Trads tutang, oathbreaker undermines law. Me? I watched from the green room. Makeup masking the hollows. Thinking, both. Neither. Human. Tommy thrived odd. His remote gig panned, coding firewalls while fixing mine. We hosted Thanksgiving small. Just us, Margaret, tentative truce, her PI fired, Rose's adobo subbing turkey. To mosaics, Tommy toasted, glass raised. Laughter tentative, but real, first in decades. Lisa? Ghosted, then ghost. Christmas card arrived, and signed, check enclosed, for Shady Oaks Fund. Sorry, I cashed it, anonymous donor to the home I'd dodged. Mark wrote from halfway house, reading your draft. Hurts, but fair. Parole in 2 visit? I did. Neutral ground, prison library, bookshelves sagging like regrets. He looked older, lines etched permanent. Mom, he started, no anger. I get it now. The weight you carried. Wait. I traced a book spine. To Kill a Mockingbird, irony thick. Like twins. Or The Mistress. He winced. Ended that. Therapy mandatory, eye-opener. Eddie. I see his face now. Dreams. Dreams. Shared haunt. Forgive, he asked soft. Forgiving's easy, I said. Forgetting? American myth. We parted awkward hug through glass. Proximity via phone. Voices crackling like old vinyl. Spring thawed literal and lit. Book launch at a bookstore in Shaker Heights. Crowd buzzing. Readings drew tears, applause. Signings sparked debates. You shattered them. Worth it? A widow in line. Yes. My silence cost sanity. A son, no. Families forgive. Split as promised. Twist came post-tour. May bloom heavy. Package again. Harlan's office this time. Inside. DNA report. Stamped official. Sender anonymous. But watermark screamed Lisa's realtor firm. Results, Mark? Not Dad's. Paternity fraud. Lisa's doing. 80s fling with the neighbor kid. Hidden till now. She'd known. Buried it with the rest. Rage? No. Clarity. The lies lie. My golden boy. Borrowed blood. But love? Stuck anyway. Confronted her at a coffee clatch. Neutral. Upscale. Her crowd of Botox brigade. She blanched, spotting me. Mom. DNA. I slid the envelope. Yours? Whispers hushed. She nodded, defeated. Found out testing for health crap. Kept it. For him. For Mark? Or you? Silence answered. Another fall I took. For a ghost. She reached, hand trembling. Don't publish. Please. It's enough. Enough. The word hung. I walked out, late calling. Stood on the break wall, waves gnashing like teeth. Call Tommy. Truth bomb. Mark's not. Ours. Pause. Then, doesn't change. Brother still. Brother. Blood optional. I nodded to wind. Come home. Ending. No tidy bow. Book soared bestseller. Funding a trust. Care for me. Scholarships for second chancers. Like Mark post-parole. Lisa rehabbed real. Flipping rehabs now. Irony her therapy. Tommy proposed to his coder girl on the porch swing. I walked him, arm in arm. Margaret visited last. Pearls polished. Justice? She asked. Justice is jagged, I said. Cuts all. She nodded. Eddie to prove. Would he? Debate eternal. Me? I sit porch nights, watching freighters ghost the horizon. World shattered, remade. Too expensive? Nah. Priceless. And in America's grand gamble, that's the real hook. But whisper in the fog. Was the shatter salvation, or just sharper shards? You decide.